Now we're going to look at a cross-collar variant from an opponent who recomposes triple threat. When they do start doing a hip escape, they catch your ankle. Everyone's going to know this. I refer to it as three-quarter mount. You're not mounted anymore because they have your ankle, but you're still in a pretty good position. The hardest part about getting the cross-collar choke is getting that grip in. So as you progress through the ranks, you need to find ways to disguise that grip. This is one of the best ways that I found to disguise the grip, and it works really well against good people, all right? Good people don't want you to take their back, so they're not going to turn away from you. They're always going to want to be turning in. And half guard, stuffing that leg and getting your hips to the outside of that leg is a good option that a lot of people use. And you're going to understand as you see it, and you're going to understand why it's so high percentage. You're going to have the deepest grip you've ever had for a choke, and the people on bottom are going to get wise to it quickly, which is good. They get wise to it, then you take their back and you don't choke them. Let's take a look at it. The position that I'm talking about, I'm in this mounted position, and he starts to hip escape, boom, and he stuffs that leg. This is that three-quarter mount. I'm still on top, but he's started to get back into the game. Another place that this happens a lot, I come here, and he stuffs my ankle. Bam, right? Or I'm here, and I stuff my ankle. There are a couple of reasons that we do this. Me looking for his back, or I'm in mount, he bridges, and when he bridges, I start to try to go to side control, boom, catches my ankle. There's a lot of times that this would happen. The number one thing is that I want to keep good pressure with my knee. You see, as I do that, it turned him over. Even if he had this, when I drop that knee, it turns him. Cool. Turn your body, put your head this way, please. So, what I'm going to do here, you can see that being on his side and scrunching your arms a lot of times flares this collar. People are really hip to defending here. Can't go in the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my fingers in that collar right here. All right? I just grab that tag in the back of the collar, which is something that we're hip to anyway. When I do that, I know that he wants to come to half guard. When he does that, it's very important that I'm keeping sheer pressure with that forearm down on the chest. The problem is I'm going to move my body in the opposite direction. So you got to practice this a little bit because I'm keeping pressure forward and moving my hips to the outside. What that's going to do is going to corral him, fake him out, make him want to come up onto his side and turn towards me. If I make distance like this, he's not going to turn that way. If he turns that way, I start to take his back, right? Anytime if he went to turtle, there's this big, huge pocket right here. So when I start to make distance this way, he scoops and turns in. When he does that, you get the other side of the neck, all right? So he's over here, right? My knee's down. Boom, I put four fingers in. I start to move out. Look, he turns right over into that. Fingers here. I'm going to bring my forearms together and choke. Remember, that pinky turns out. Guys, you got to be careful here because this is going to be ridiculously tight. A lot of times, if I do this and I don't even get that second hand in, right? If I come here and he comes up, I don't even get that second hand in, I can still choke them. You got to remember, most of the time when you're trying to get that hand in, you're straight on. When I try to bring that hand in, I have to curve all the way back here, and his head's in the way, and I'm dealing with his arms. We got the deepest grip possible here. I mean, there's no defending this, and a lot of people aren't going to read this. A lot of people are going to think that you want this as control. Go to turtle. When he goes to turtle, I can use that to pull him in if I need to. So, I mean, there's no bad scenario here. If he doesn't want to get choked, he gives you the back, all right? But that hand in the collar is going to buy you a little bit of space. If he starts peeling your feet, right, you still get this to buy it space into moving in. And it turns into a really deep collar grip. He starts to hip escape. Oh, my God, right? Oh, man, he caught it. So I'm keeping my pelvis low, putting that 4 fingers in the collar. He starts to hip out. I'm going to move my hip away, and see he turned in. 1, clap that forearm together, turn that pinky. I didn't even have to pull. The grip is stupid deep, isn't it? Okay. So I'm here, he hip escapes. He caught my hip, right? Push with my pelvis, get that 4 fingers in. I make space, he turns in, hand on, clap those forearms right here. I'm here, he hip escapes. He caught that angle, right? I turn him away, 4 fingers in. I'm moving my body away, keeping that forearm tight here. I didn't even bring my forearms around to clap them. But guys, it comes out of nowhere. Cool. I'm here. He comes up. Oh, man, he fed it. But look, that collar right here. I'm tucking that forearm. I'm not trying to make him think I'm going to choke him, but I want to keep that hand tight. As I move away and he turns in, forearm, clapped, turn that pinky. I didn't even have to pull. Guys, the grip comes on so quick. It comes out of nowhere. They're thinking that they're getting back into the game. They're like, yes, stuff that knee, hips out, turn. That's what I want them to think, all right? It should come on super quick out of nowhere.